I don't even know where to start, honestly. But I do know that I owe myself an honest and a clear explanation on why it's taken me so long to get back on track. The last few months have been quiet, and it's not quiet in a peaceful and a calm way. It was quiet in a where did all the time go away, if that makes sense. It was like you keep planning to do something, right? And without you even knowing, it's Friday. It's a new week. Like, oh, you can start Monday, right? So I kept putting things off, putting my plans off. And it wasn't like I was sad or I was burnt out or I was going through something dramatic. Like, I've been through some shit, but it wasn't like that. I think that's what was different this time, because every other time that I actually fell down, I got back up pretty quickly because it was just one phase, one really bad phase that I could recover from. But this time I drifted away slowly. It was so slow and subtle that I didn't even feel like I was falling back. And the weird thing about falling behind slowly and becoming idle is that you don't really feel an immediate urge to fix things. Like, it's not like the house is on fire. You're alright. Like, you're fine. But at the same time, you're not. So you're not doing the thing that you want to or that you're supposed to. And the longer you ignore it, the tougher it gets and the more friction you feel to actually start again. Because for me, to set up this camera to actually record something, it took me 4 days, believe it or not, because I took the camera out of the bag like 3 days ago, and I contemplated. I thought of writing a script, whether I went back and forth if I should just go speak, just have a raw talk on camera, or have a script and make a cinematic video, which I didn't have time to do. I would love to do that, but I didn't have the time. So today, for some reason, I just felt like, okay, I'm gonna do this. I'm just getting off of work. Like, it's 3 a.m. right now. It's literally 3 a.m. and I'm just getting off of work, and I just felt like, okay, I'll just do it. I'll set my camera up. Well, I'll even take a picture. I've set my camera up on my steering wheel. But yeah, I just thought I'll set my camera up. I don't need a script. I'll just have a chat. That's an okay way to get back on track, I guess. But the saddest thing to me was that I was feeding into this personality that I hated. Because in the past, whatever happened, I kept showing up. Like, it didn't matter how worse the situation was. I kept showing up, and I loved that version of myself. And I knew that that personality is still somewhere. And I knew that the resistance is gonna be just until I started back up. Because a lot of people reached out to me, surprisingly. Like, I didn't expect them to. A lot of people asked me why I stopped making videos, and I didn't have a proper answer to them. Because I knew deep down that I wanted to make videos, but at the same time, I didn't have the drive. Didn't feel the need to for some time. And it was a mixture of all these things. And I did try to get back into the lifestyle that I had before. Like, I got a new calendar, I time blocked everything in different colors, and it felt nice. But then again, by Wednesday, I don't know what I did or I don't know where it went. So it was hard being consistent again. And I think the problem was I was trying to go back into full volume, like dive straight into the deep end to try and get back the momentum that I lost. But what I've come to figure out, it doesn't work that way. You have to start slow, and I think that's what I'm gonna do. I don't really have a plan yet as of now, but I'm gonna have a couple of hours of free time tomorrow, which I'm gonna spend doing that, because now that I've started this video, I'm gonna have to finish it, or else the 15 to 20-ish minutes I spent here is for nothing. I could have gone home and slept, and I'm actually very tired, and I could use some sleep.
So I did get some good sleep last night. I woke up, I made myself some breakfast. I sat down and I actually thought about it. Not just about why I stopped making videos, but about why I stopped everything. How I just gave up. And if I'm completely real with myself, after I graduated, life according to this fixed structure, because I was working full time, and by the time I got home I was very tired. Sometimes I had something to eat, something proper, but other times I just went to sleep, right? And it got into this really unhealthy cycle where I wasn't doing anything for myself. I was just in this cycle of work, tired, sleep, and the same thing next day, right? And somewhere down the line, I disappeared. And it wasn't all at once, because like I said in the car, it was so slow and subtle that I didn't even notice it was happening. And when I finally noticed and when I looked into it, I've stopped doing almost everything. I've stopped working out, I've stopped going on runs, I've stopped on eating healthy, I've stopped on making videos, I've stopped everything that actually made me feel like myself. And after that, every time I actually wanted to start back up again, there was always a really good excuse for why not to. Maybe I was saying to myself that I'm too tired after work, and next week would be not as busy at work, so I'll be fine to actually make some videos or do whatever, and maybe I'll start Monday, so stuff like that, right? And it's funny because I used to make videos about the same exact problem, about waiting for the perfect time to start. But I think the place where I didn't actually figure out back then too was that it's the same for you to restart. You wouldn't have a perfect time to restart, and it would always feel like this rocky and so much resistance to get back into what you were doing before to that extent. And I had to come to that realization myself that it's either I make some space for myself in my day, or I just disappear. You know what the crazy thing was? I actually kept telling myself I was fine. Like I told myself, you're just tired, it's fine, you don't have to do the things that you actually want to. This is what life's supposed to feel like. It's not normal to feel like your time isn't yours, and it's not normal to feel like you're drained all the time. And it's not okay to just let your potential sit there and die out. And I know it's basic human instinct to find a way to exist and survive, but something in me wants something more. A proper reason to actually wake up and go through the days. And I've been feeling this discomfort in me for quite a while now, that I know something is wrong, but I just couldn't explain it. Not to anyone else, but not even to myself. That's how confusing it was. But a couple of days back, instead of ignoring it like I always used to, I sat with it and I thought about what the best course of action I could take was. And I started asking myself questions from different angles about what I should be doing, what's the best way to approach coming back or returning or restarting what I actually wanted to do. But those questions didn't really answer the problem that I had going on. And I figured out that the easiest way to actually solve it was to be completely honest with myself about what I actually loved doing. And I started looking back into different phases in my life where I actually felt like I was living, like I was enjoying the life day by day. Like when I was gardening, when I was going on long runs, when I was boxing, or when I was doing other sports like bouldering, when I was actually creating and editing videos, and when I was actually using my creativity and my own hands to build something from the ground up. That's when I actually felt like I was alive and I was doing what I'm supposed to with my life. And I realized that I never did really lose the interest to do those things. I just abandoned them. I chose the comfort of being stagnant over growth. And I chose to say that I was tired instead of doing the things that would make me say I'm alive. And I chose to just exist. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm not gonna be making some drastic life changes like quitting work straight away or moving out and doing something different. I'm actually gonna make a plan. I'm gonna be smart on this because there's a lot riding on what I actually do in the next 2-3 months. I'm starting small and I'm gonna get into the things that I actually love to do. Like, I don't have a garden. So I bought some pots, I planted some seeds, and I'm taking care of them now, and I started a small home garden. Not a garden, but it works. Don't have the time or energy to actually train every day, but when I don't feel tired, I go on runs and I work out at home. And I don't have time to make a perfect cinematic video, so I'm making this one. Because I learned something very important recently, that you don't need to escape your life as you grow older. You just need to readjust and rebuild within it as it changes. Like my schedule isn't perfect and I don't have unlimited energy, but I have some time and some energy, and that's an okay place to start. And I really don't want to start feeding into that personality of a person who's gonna wait till the perfect time arrives to actually do something. I'm not gonna lie to you that I have everything figured out, because I simply don't. I don't know how things are gonna go, but I have a start, and I think I know where I want to be within a couple of years, and I'm gonna try my hardest to keep making the choices that actually feed into that personality of the person that I really want to become, instead of just letting myself go again.